Hi everyone, welcome to your channel Impulse Tech. I'm Yogesh Bhavne. So today I have come up with a very interesting video which is based upon the Blynk IoT platform. The most important part of this video is now here we are going to set up the automation inside the Blynk IoT platform. Now watch this video till the end and you will come to know that how to set up the automation inside the Blynk IoT cloud platform from step by step. So now in order to create the automation you need to first you need to have the template. So first we will create the template inside the Blynk IoT platform. So how to create the template, let's see. So let's click on new template. So I'll write here data monitoring with automation because we wanted to do the automation. So I have given the name that is data monitoring with automation. So just give the meaningful name so that you will understand what this template can do. So I have selected the hardware, that is esp32. You can select your own hardware. So I have selected esp32 and select the connection type as a Wi-Fi. Now you can describe your template. So I'll describe it. Automation based on sensor data. So you can describe your template based on what is you are doing inside the template. So let's click on done. So now I have successfully created the template. So let's go to the data stream. Now this is the most important part of the Blynk IoT platform. So we need to create the data stream for getting the data from the devices. So let's click on plus data stream. So here we are using the virtual pin for the creating data stream. So in this template we wanted to do two things. One is monitoring the sensors data and controlling the LED. So first we will monitor the humidity, temperature and the potentiometer data. So for that I'll give the name to the virtual pin. So I'll write here temperature and virtual pin is V0. So let's write here 0 to 50 and the default value should be 0. So let's click on create. Now let's create this data stream for humidity. So let's click on new data stream. Let's write here humidity. And select the virtual pin V1 and select the data type integer. So let's click on and let's select the maximum value 100 and default value 0. Let's click on create. So here I have not selected the integer type. So let's click on that once again and select the data type as an integer. Click on save. Add one more for potentiometer data. So instead of potentiometer you can use any analog sensor. So I am just giving the example of potentiometer so that you can able to connect the analog sensor. So let's click on virtual pin and let's write here pot data. So let's select the color, whatever color you want you can select. So I'll select green color. So V2 is the virtual pin. So the maximum range, you know that the esp32 has 12-bit analog to digital converters. So we will get the value of 4095. So we'll get the maximum value 4095. So let's set the default value as 0 and select the data type as an integer. So click on create. So now we have created the one more data stream for controlling the LED. So let's click on virtual pin. So for LED we have selected V3 as a virtual pin. So right here LED, select the data type as an integer and default value should be 0. So we wanted to turn on and off the LED. So we will use the 0 and 1. So let's click on create. So now you can see we have successfully created the data stream. So now let's click on save. Now we will configure the web dashboard and after that I will let you know how to set up the automation. So as of now there is no automation tab available here. On the left hand side you can see there are various tabs available here, but you can see there is no automation tab available. So how to enable the automation tab? So just watch the video completely, then you will come to know that how to enable the automation tab. So first we will create the web dashboard. So let's click on web dashboard. Let's click on edit. So we will now we will add the widgets. So let's click on gauge. I'll add one more gauge and one more gauge. And let's add this switch. So let's click on the setting, and I'll just give the name to the gauge, that is temperature. And choose the data stream. So for temperature, V0. So here you can select the color for the widget. So select the color. And if you want to change the color based on your value, then you can configure that as well. For example, if you wanted to show the red color for higher temperature, then you can do that as well. For example, here I'll write minimum 10. For 10 to 25, green color should be there, and for more than 25 or more than 30, I can say more than 30 to 40, the color should be red. So this is how you can configure the widget's color based on the temperature value. So let's click on save. So this is the, now let's configure the another gauge. Just click on setting and let's type the name here, humidity, and select the data stream, that is select the color. So I'll select here yellow color for the humidity, and the same you can change the color of your widget based on the value. So let's click on save. Now let's configure the third one. Let's click on setting and just give the name pot data. Select the stream as pot data, and let's change the color to green, and let's click on save. Now same, we need to configure this switch tab for controlling the LED. Let's click on setting and right here LED, and choose the data stream as LED V3, and for on we need to select the binary 1, and for off we need to select the 0. So let's click here. You can select the any color you want. Let's click on save. So now we have successfully configured our web dashboard. So let's save this web dashboard. So now we need to add the device. So let's go to the search and here click on plus new device. Now here you can see the plus icon. Just click on new device, and here we wanted to add the device from the template. Let's click on template. Now choose the template that we have created. So we have created the data monitoring with automation. Let's click on that, and the device name should be data monitoring with automation. Let's click on create. So now you can see we have successfully added the device to this template. So now here you can see we have got this code. So we will paste this code inside our Arduino code. Just copy this code. Now here you can see our dashboard, which has 0 values because we have not uploaded the code inside the esp32 board. And now we will configure the Android applications dashboard. Then go to your Android application. As you can see on the screen, go to your Android application of Blynk IoT Platform. So here you can see the template that we have created. So we have created data monitoring with automation. So let's click on the template. So here you can see set up your mobile dashboard. So we will set up our mobile dashboard. So let's click on setup dashboard. So the same widget we will add that we have added in the web dashboard. So let's click on this 3-line icon and add the widget, that is gauge. So let's click on gauge, and once again click on that gauge, and here we'll select the data stream. So first we'll select the temperature, and here write the name temperature, and choose the color. So I'll choose here red color for temperature, and just go back. So let's add one more gauge, and let's configure this one for the humidity. Let's write here humidity and select data stream humidity. Select the color and save it, and just go back. We have configured for humidity, temperature. Now we have added this for potentiometer data. So here we'll write pot data and select the data stream as pot data, and select the color as a green, and go back. Here you can see, and then once again let's add the widget for controlling the LED. So here we wanted to add this switch, or I can say button. So I'll write here LED and select here LED. So here we have added the switch. So let's select the color to orange and go back. Let's make it big. So we have added all the 4 widgets. So we have configured the mobile dashboard. Now you can see on the dashboard the widget is turning on and off. And now we will see how to enable the automation in the Blynk IoT platform. So let's close this and just go to the template and go to the template that we have created, data monitoring with the automation, and go to the DataStream. This is the most important tab to enable the automation. Now click on edit. Now you need to go to each and every data stream for enabling the automation. So let's click on this temperature and go down, and here you can see advanced setting. Let's click on that advanced setting. Just go down. Here you can see exposed to automation. Now if you want to learn more about what is this automation, just click on that I button. So now we will see what are the types of automation available inside the Blynk IoT platform. So there are 5 types of automation available inside the Blynk IoT platform. One is main power switch, which is used to control the power switch. Now the switch, this is the simple switch that we can use for controlling the LEDs or different kinds of relays and all. So the range control, so you can use this range control automation where you need to select the sensor's range, or where you need to select the range of particular data. So here we are going to use this sensor automation. If the potentiometer data goes beyond the certain value, then we will turn on the LED that we have used. So you can do the same thing with the humidity as well as with the temperature. For example, if the temperature sensor goes beyond the 30 or 40 degrees Celsius, then you can turn on the fan. Now let's click on this exposed to automation. Now here you can see there are different types of automation. So first, so this is the temperature data stream. So I'll select sensor. So let's click on available in condition and let's click on save. So now we are done for the temperature. Let's click on humidity and click on advanced setting. Go down and let's click on exposed to automation. Keep it as sensor and let's click on available in condition. Let's click on save. Now let's do for the potentiometer data. So here, go down. Let's click on advanced settings and click on exposed to automation. Here again we are getting the sensor value. This is the analog value that we are getting from the potentiometer. So I'll keep it as sensor. Let's click on available in condition and save. And again go to the LED and click on advanced setting. Now here you need to select this switch because it's a LED. We need to turn it on and off. Let's click on switch. Now let's click on available in condition as well as available in action. Now let's click on save. So now here you can see we have exposed every data stream for the automation. Let's click on save and click on update one active device. You need to save this. Remember to apply the changes. If you don't apply the changes, then it will not work. Let's click on continue. Now we will see how to set up the automation inside the app. Here you can see inside the downside of the app, the automation option is enabled. Now before there is no automation option available. Now this option is enabled. So let's click on this automation option. Let's click on add automation. You can see there are various kinds of condition available inside the automation. So you can choose your automation time of the day. That means you can turn on your automation. Now you can turn on your automation on a specific time. So you can choose the time. Here you can see you can choose the time. So you can turn on your automation on specific time. So now here you can turn on your automation based on sunset or sunrise. And the third one is device state. And the last one is scene. So here we are going to use the device state automation. Now what is scene? So you can create the scene of automation, or I can say you can create the simple template of automation and you can trigger that template whenever you click on that particular scene. So let's click on this device state. Let's click on data monitoring with automation. Now here I wanted to select the potentiometer data because I can vary this data by rotating the knob. So let's click on potentiometer data. Now here you can see there are various options available, like if the potentiometer data is greater than or equal to, is lower than or equal to, not equal to, or between, in between. So you can choose whatever option is suitable for your project. So I'll select here is greater than. So let's click on is greater than. So if the potentiometer data is greater than 2500 and just click on continue. Now here, when potentiometer data is greater than 2500, then what you wanted to do, then click on add action. So here you can see what are the different types of action you can do. So what I'll do, I just wanted to turn on the LED and I wanted to send the email on the registered email address. So first I'll set the device. So I'll turn on the LED. So let's click on and let's turn on the LED here and let's click on continue. So we have added one action, that is whenever the potentiometer data is 2500, then we will turn on the LED. Now we'll add one more action for sending the email. So let's click on send email. So here you can write title. So I'll write here potentiometer data, and here we'll write the message, that is pot data is above 2500. Now we need to turn off the LED as well. So let's click on plus icon. So select the device state, click on data monitoring. Let's click on potentiometer data and click on continue. So if the potentiometer data is less than 2500, so select is lower than 2500. Let's click on continue. Then what action you want to do? Let's turn off the LED. Set the device, data monitoring, LED. Let's turn it off. So don't turn this on. Let's turn it off. Let's click on continue. Now let's click on save automation. So we have successfully created the automation inside the Blynk app. After reloading the Blynk platform, you can see your automation tab is enabled here. All the settings that you have done inside the Blynk app will appear here inside the automation tab. So you can go inside the automation tab and you can check your settings. Now we'll quickly see about the circuit diagram and the programming, and then we'll see the project in action. Now here I have used DST11 temperature sensor, potentiometer and the LED. Now you know that DST11 temperature sensor has 4 pins. One is VDD, that is VCC, data, NC and the ground. So VCC is connected to the V-in pin of the esp32. You can see in the circuit diagram. And the data pin is connected to the digital pin 13 of the esp32. And the ground is connected to the ground of the esp32, which is made common for the potentiometer as well. Now let's see the connection for the potentiometer. One end of the potentiometer is connected to the ground and the another end of the potentiometer is connected to the 3.3 volt of the esp32. So the knob of the potentiometer, that is output pin, is connected to the analog input pin of the esp32, that is 34. So for connecting LED, I have used the digital pin 15. So the positive end of the LED is connected to the digital pin 15 and the ground is connected to the ground of the esp32 board. So this is the simple circuit diagram. So now I will walk you through the coding. For adding Blynk template ID, for adding Blynk device name and Blynk authorization token, you need to go to the Blynk IoT platform. Just go to the devices and select the device that you have created. Just click on this and click on device info. You can see, so this is the code that we need. So let's click on copy. So again go back to the Arduino code and paste it here. Reading the temperature and humidity data, you will get it from the DST11 temperature sensors library. So you need to install the DST11 temperature sensor library, and also you need to install the Blynk library. So you need to provide your SSID name. Let's provide your SSID name. Password. You can create your mobile phone's hotspot and you can write the name of that hotspot. So I have written the same. So here I have defined one pin, that is 34 pin number where the potentiometer is connected. And now here I have used the command, that is blink_write in the V3, because we have used the virtual pin 3 for the LED. So for turning on and off the LED, we have used this command, that is blink.write. So inside this, what I have done, so I am storing the values of virtual pin inside the pin value. So after that I have passed that value for turning on and off the LED. So LED is connected to the pin number 15. So that's why I have write digital write pin 15 pin value. So if the pin value is 0, then it will turn off. If the pin value is 1, then it will turn on. Now inside the white sensor, you can see this H will store the humidity data and this T variable will store the temperature data. I have defined one variable, that is pot value. So inside the pot value, we are storing the potentiometer data by using the analog read command. So for writing the temperature, humidity and the potentiometer value to the virtual pin, so we are using here blynk.virtual.write. So V0 is used for the temperature, so that's why we're writing the temperature value inside the virtual pin V0. And inside the void setup, you need to set that the pin number 15 is the output pin. So this is the simple code that you can write. So now we will upload the same code inside the esp32 board and we will see that whether this automation is working or not. So I have connected the esp32 board. Let's go to the tools, select the COM port. So I have selected COM port 4 and select the esp32 board. So let's click on upload. So whenever it says connecting, you need to press the boot button. Let's press the boot button so that your code will successfully upload. So the code is uploading now. Let's click on this search icon. Click on this devices, that is data monitoring with automation. Now here you can see the actual values of the temperature, humidity and the potentiometer data. So now what I'll do, I'll just try to rotate the knob. So I'll just try to rotate the knob of the potentiometer. You can see the values are increasing and decreasing. And now we will see our automation is in action. So now what I'll do, I'll increase the potentiometer data more than 2500 and we'll see the automation is in action. So let me increase the potentiometer data more than 2500 and we'll see the project in action. So now you can see in the mobile dashboard as well as in the web dashboard, the LED is turned on, and on the screen you can see the LED is turned on. So this is how you can set up the automation inside the Blynk IoT platform. So now what I'll do, I'll just make the value below 2500 and we'll see whether LED is turned off or not. Now you can see LED is turned off. Now we can go to the automation and you can check that these templates are triggered or not. So you can see these templates are triggered at this point. So you can see the templates are triggered and you can see the template are triggered. Now let's go to the email and you can see I have received the email, that is pod data is 2500. So this is how you can set up the automation inside the Blynk IoT platform. So if you found this video helpful, then do subscribe the channel and like the video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.